Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to Gradeup. I am Vikas Sir and I welcome you to this live session on ISRO previous year analysis. So we know that this ISRO exam will be conducted in the month of January on 12th of January and I hope you all have started your preparation for this exam. And you all know that for any exam preparation, previous year papers are very important. They play a very important role in improving your preparation for any exam, right? So if you are preparing for the ISRO exam and also you know that simultaneously you must be preparing for the GATE exam also. So you must be good in your technical, you must have started preparing for the concepts, or you must have started preparing for this exam of ISRO. But like I told you, for any exam, previous year papers are very important. So I will be discussing about that today. I will be discussing previous year paper analysis. But before that, I will be waiting for you so that you can join the session. Hi Praveen, very good evening to you. Hi Manvendra Rai, good evening. Yes, so this session is about ISRO previous year analysis. So today I will be giving you a detailed analysis of the previous year ISRO papers that was conducted from 2015 to 2018. So I will be telling you that what is the weightage of particular subject that was asked in the previous year, and what are the important topics from which the question were majorly asked in the ISRO exam, right? So very good evening to Saeed Akhtar, Abhinav Costa, Manvendra Rai. I will be waiting for you to join the session so that no one should be missed from this important session. This session is important like other session. This session also important because we know that I have told you in this that for preparing for any exam, you have to do two things. First of all, you have to go through the topic. You have to go through the theory of that particular subject. But the previous year papers, you have to go through the previous year paper also. You have to practice the previous year papers. So right now, today I am going to tell you the weightage of the previous year papers for mechanical for the ISRO exam. And after that, what you will be doing, we will be coming up with some course for the YouTube channel for preparation of your ISRO 2019 exam for scientist engineer, right? So very good evening to everyone, those who are live right now with me. I am Vikas Bhadoria and today I am going to take this important session on previous year analysis for ISRO exam. So Akshay Kumar, Kaustubh, Sai Swaraj, Surya Prakash, very good evening to everyone. Welcome to this important session. You all, I hope that you all have applied for this ISRO exam. I think today is 7th of November. So the last date for filling the ISRO exam form is already been out and it is ended. So I hope you have applied for this exam. And if you applied for the exam, this session is very important and useful for you. Trust me. After this session, you will be have an idea that what are the topics that you should touch if you are preparing for ISRO exam, right? So I hope you know that this ISRO exam, ISRO 2019 exam with 135 vacancies for all the mechanical engineers, they have given you this beautiful opportunity to be a part of such a organization that is ISRO, and so if you are preparing for this exam, this session is very useful. So without wasting much time, let's start the session. Now, I have done an analysis of the previous year papers from 2015 to 18, and from that, what conclusion that I have, I'm with that conclusion of that previous year papers. You know that what is the what is the pattern of exam of ISRO? Basically, there will be 80 questions, and that will be consisting of all the technical subjects along with mathematics. Okay, so out of those 80 questions, I have done topic-wise analysis as well as what is the weightage of that particular subject in the exam, right? So if we talk about the weightage, the maximum weightage has been given to production subject with 16.5%. I also want to tell you this analysis is from 2015 to 2018. Okay. So I have done this analysis from this 2015 to 18. So from this year, you can see that production has been asked with a weightage of 16.5%, maximum weightage for production subject. Okay, so this is very important, and it tops with the maximum weightage, that is 16.5% out of the 100% weightage for the technical. Production is having the maximum weightage, followed by strength of material. The strength of material is having weightage of 13%. Okay. Followed by that, fluid mechanics is also having a decent weightage, that is, these are having the top weightage. Production, strength of material, fluid mechanics, and thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is also having 9.75% weightage. Okay, and this has been seen from the overall analysis of the previous year that this is the trend of the weightage given to these subjects. Okay, now heat transfer and mathematics. Mathematics, at least 7 to 8 questions will be from mathematics. Okay, so we can say that approximately 21 marks is given to the subject of mathematics, and heat transfer and mathematics have got equal weightage almost. Mechanics has also got a very good weightage, that is 8% of the question will be from mechanics subject, okay, engineering mechanics. Then material science. Material science, I have told you that production has got maximum weightage, right? But material science and production, together they have got a weightage, cumulative weightage of around, we can say that 16, and it is having weightage of 7. We can say around 25, approximately 25% weightage is given to production and material science. Production and material science has got cumulative weightage of 25%. So you can see from here that production and material science are very, very important if you are preparing for ISRO exam. So you have to, and material science, every year at least 3 to 4 questions are from material science. We'll see in this session itself, in the coming slide, that material science is also having a very good weightage in the ISRO exam, right? Power plant is having weightage of 4.25%. Then theory of machine and machine design are also having 4% weightage. And refrigeration, air conditioning, industrial and IC engine are not having that much weightage. At least one question or one or two questions comes from these subjects, that is refrigeration, air conditioning, IC engine, and industrial engineering. Okay, so this is the analysis of the last 5 years. All right. So this is the weightage wise analysis. Now I will be telling you the subject topic wise and subject wise analysis in detail. Okay, so are you ready for that? Now, first subject that we are going to discuss is thermodynamics. In the thermodynamics subject, what we have seen that around most of the time, first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics are having a very good weightage from thermodynamics subjects. Most of the questions are from first law of thermodynamics, and also good number of questions are from second law of thermodynamics. So these are two important topics from thermodynamics. And like I told you, around 9%, approximately 9% is the weightage given to thermodynamics subjects alone. So this is also having a very good weightage. Okay, so these are the topics. You can see that from first law of thermodynamics, every year from 15 to 18, we are having the weightage of 4 questions in 18. 2018, we have got 4 questions from first law of thermodynamics. In 17, there was 1 question, then 17, 2 questions. In 16, there were 6 questions from first law of thermodynamics. And in 15 also, there were 5 questions. So we can say first law of thermodynamics is very, very important from the thermodynamics subject. Okay. Apart from that, second law of thermodynamics is also having a good weightage. You can see in 18 there were no questions because most of the questions were asked from first law of thermodynamics. But in 2017 there were 2 questions, then 16 there were 3 questions, and 15 there were 2 questions from second law of thermodynamics. So overall, we can say that in the 2018 there were 7 questions in 2018 from thermodynamics subject itself. Okay, so you can say around 21 marks was given to thermodynamics subject in 2018. So likewise, you can see the important topics from thermodynamics, right? Now, from strength of material is having a weightage of 13%. Around 13% weightage is for strength of material. Now, in the strength of material subject, what are the important topics that you have to focus on? See, you have to study each and every topic, right? But there are some topics which are asked every year. You can see from this table that stress and strain is a topic which is asked around 2 to 3 questions are asked every year from the stress and strain topic from strength of material. Followed by that, you can see this bending, torsion, and theory of failure. Bending, torsion, theory of failure are also the topics that have been taken by ISRO for this ISRO exam from the strength of material subject. So this is also a favorite topic for them. So theory of machines, bending, torsion, and stress strain. These are the topics that they are focusing every time. Also, you can see that deflection is also, we can say, it is an important topic. Second important weightage. Followed by that, we have thermal stresses and buckling. They are also having a good weightage. from strength of material. So strength of material, I must tell you, don't exclude this subject. Strength of material and production and thermal part is very, very important if you have to crack this ISRO exam. Okay, so strength of material is very, very important. Don't exclude it. 13% weightage is for the strength of material subject. And these are the important topics: strength of, stress strain, bending, torsion, theory of failure, thermal stress and buckling. Okay. Similarly, for fluid mechanics was also having weightage of around 11%. Now this fluid mechanics part, you know that fluid property is a very, very important topic. Either you are preparing for any exam, fluid property is very, very important. And every year in the ISRO exam, you can see at least one question comes from the fluid property. In 2018, there were 2 questions from fluid properties. Then in 17, there were 1 question, and in 16-15 also 1 each question from in the previous year. And pressure and its measurement, you can say manometry, pressure and its measurement, is also a topic which was asked in the this is also a favorite topic from fluid mechanics, that they normally ask question from pressure and its measurement. There will be question from manometry also. There may be some question from manometry, or we can say hydrostatic forces or hydrostatic law, or we can say forces on the body, forces on the surface. There were no questions so far from forces on the surface or body. There were no question. So we can say that in the last years, from 15 to 18, there were no question from the topic of forces on the surface. So don't need to give this much time to this topic of forces on the surface. Buoyancy is a topic. Yes, buoyancy is a topic which was asked in 15, 16 and 17. So there can be a 1-mark question from buoyancy. Archimedes principle, based on the application of Archimedes principle. Dynamics of the fluid and pipe flow. These are important topics apart from the topic of properties of fluid. The dynamics of the fluid and pipe flow are also very, very important. And don't forget that this part, fluid machinery. Machinery is having at least 2 to 3 questions at least come from the topic of fluid machinery. Or we can say hydraulic machinery, from hydraulic turbines or hydraulic pumps. So this is very, very important. That is, fluid machinery is also very, very important from the topic of fluid mechanics and machinery. Okay, so total 11% weightage from the subject of fluid mechanics, and out of them, the important topics that were asked were properties of fluid, dynamics of the fluid, pipe flow and fluid machinery. These are some important topics. Okay. Now let's come to the subject of heat transfer. Heat transfer was also having a weightage of around 8%, right? That we have seen from the last year analysis in the first slide, that 8% of the weightage given to subject of heat transfer. Now from the subject of heat transfer, the major topics that have been asked were, we know that there are only 4 topics: conduction, convection, radiation and heat exchanger, right? Now from the topic of conduction, radiation, there were most of the questions from these topics. So you can see conduction, every year at least 3 minimum question and maximum 5 questions from the topic of conduction. Conduction is itself a very big topic. There can be question from conduction through the slab, or there can be conduction through composite slab, conduction through cylinder, or unsteady state heat transfer fins. So at least 3 to 5 questions from conduction. It is a very, very important topic. Followed by that, you can see radiation. Radiation is another topic from heat transfer which has been asked every year in the ISRO exam. Okay. Also, you can see in the 17-18 there were questions from heat exchanger also, and it has been seen that common question that from the heat exchanger are from counter flow heat exchanger. You have to find the effectiveness, or you have to find the NTU. So these are the common question that comes from the topic of heat exchanger. Okay. Convection is also having a weightage. You can see that in 2018 it is having 1 mark. 1 question was asked in 2018. Then in 17 there were 2 questions. Then 16 and 15 there were each 1 question each in 2015 and 16. Okay, so heat transfer, like I told you, it is having 8% of weightage, and after this session, near the end of this session, I will be telling you how to gain maximum in the written exam. Following this weightage analysis, I will be telling you how to get maximum marks. Okay, because the weightage analysis is, we have understood. Now how to utilize this weightage analysis for in cracking this time ISRO exam. So we will understand that at the end of this session. So for that, you have to be with me till the end of this session. Okay. Now production, you can see production Production is having weightage of around 16.5%. That we have seen in the first slide. Now from the subject of production, the topics that were majorly asked, you can see from all the topic, casting, around 2018 there were no question from casting, but 2017, sorry, it will be 16, 15. There is some mistake here. There is some mistake here. There will be 2018, 17, 16, 15, and 14. There may be something like that, or there is some mistake. Okay. So in 2017, you can see there were 2 questions, 3 questions, 1 and 4. Maximum question were in 2015. 4 questions from casting, and from machine tool also they are question every year. Metal cutting is a topic which is asked every year. Welding, metrology, forming. These are the important topics. Casting, forming, welding, machining. These are the important topics from production. Apart from that, there are some miscellaneous topics like CAD/CAM, jigs and fixture, flexible manufacturing system. From this topic also there are around 3 to 5 questions. Minimum 2 questions or maximum 5 questions from CAD/CAM, jigs and fixture, and flexible manufacturing. But if we have to gain maximum, you know that maximum weightage is for the subject of production. Now from the subject of production, what you can do, you can focus on casting, welding, forming, and machining. These are some important topics that are asked every year in the ISRO exam. Okay. Material science, like I told you, material science is having a very, very good weightage in the ISRO exam. You can see minimum 4 questions and maximum 7 questions were asked from material science. So it is having a very, very good weightage. Yes. Okay. Oh, sorry for that. That will be 17 itself. That will be 17. So in that 17 there were 2 papers. Yeah. Sorry, I forget that. So in 17 there were 2 papers, and then 16 and 15. So you can see that material science is having at least 12 minimum marks and maximum 21 marks from material science. Material science is also individually it is having a very good weightage in the ISRO exam. Apart from production, material science is also a very, very important subject. So material science, another theory subject like production. Please don't ignore this subject if you want to crack the ISRO exam. Don't ignore the subject of material science and production. Very, very important. Okay. Now, if we move on to the subject of theory of machine, you have seen that from theory of machine only 4% weightage is given to theory of machines. So you can see from theory of machine major weightage is given to vibration. Vibration is a very important topic. If you prepare for any exam, vibration is very, very important. So from vibration you can see at least 1 question is sure from vibration, and can go to maximum of 3 questions. Apart from that, there can be question from mechanism or acceleration and velocity analysis. There can be question from these topics also. And there can be 1 question from flywheel, but there are some parts that you can ignore if you are preparing for the exam. There are some parts you can ignore, but vibration, don't forget to exclude this. You have to study the topic of vibration from theory of machine, and mechanism and velocity and acceleration analysis. These are very, very important. Okay. Because you can see in 17, one of the paper of 17, 3 questions were directly asked from mechanism. Okay. Apart from that, in all the other years, there were no question from mechanism. So mechanism is also very important. Okay. This is an important topic of their interest. So sometimes they can ask question from mechanism also. Okay. All right. Now, coming to the subject of mechanics. Mechanics is a subject which is having a very good weightage in the ISRO exam. Like in the GATE exam, if you are preparing for the GATE exam, it is not having that much weightage. But mechanics is having a very good weightage in the ISRO exam. And like I told you in the beginning, this mechanics is having, see, number of questions from forces and resolution. Forces and its resolution, they at least 1 question from forces and its resolution. And you can see in 2018, there were 1 question from forces and resolution from mechanics. 16, there were 2 questions. 17, there were 1 question. Okay. Similarly, from the free body diagram and projectile motion, laws of motion and projectile. Laws of motion, projectile is also very, very important topic from the subject of mechanics. So there can be question from laws of motion and projectile motion. Okay, so projectile motion is not asked in the GATE exam, but in the ISRO exam, question can be from projectile motion and laws of motion. Okay, you can see that 4 questions was asked in 2016. 4 questions were asked in 2016 from projectile motion and laws of motion. And free body diagram is also a very important topic. You can see every year at least 1 question from free body diagram. And trusses. Trusses is also a very, very important topic from the subject of engineering mechanics. So don't forget to practice question from trusses, and also friction. So these are the important topics from the subject of mechanics, that is forces and its resolution, free body diagram, friction, laws of motion, and trusses. Okay, so you have to focus on these topics. Majorly you have to focus on these topics. Okay, calculator is not allowed, Prabhakar. As you know that calculator is not allowed for the ISRO exam. So there may be some questions. If you are in a habit of practicing the question without calculator, you will be good in the ISRO exam also. Okay, so try to solve the question. If you are practicing the questions for ISRO exam, if you are preparing for ISRO exam, try to avoid using the calculator. Okay. Now, from machine design subject was also having a weightage of 4%. So from the machine design subject, major topics that were asked was riveted, welded, and bolted joint. Around every year, at least 1 question from this topic of from riveted, welded, and bolted joint. And you can see the minimum 1 question was asked in 2015. Then in 2017, there were 3 questions from riveted, welded, and bolted joint. From the variable stresses, fluctuation of variable stresses means fluctuating stresses, or we can say yield stresses, or static and dynamic loading. There can be question from this topic. So variable stresses is also a very important topic. You can see 2 questions. If 2 questions were asked in 2017, there are chances that they can be asking you question in 2019 also from variable stresses. Okay. Apart from that, you can see bearings. Bearings are also a very important topic for from machine design subject. So don't forget to study this. See, you have to study every subject, but there are some topics which are important, which are repeated every year. So these topics are very, very important to study. So bearings, riveted, welded, bolted joints, and also variable stresses are very, very important. There was a question from threads. There were questions from threads in 2015 and 16. Okay, so try to study from some topics on threads. And also there was a question from springs. Gears and clutches. Gears and clutches was asked in one question was in 2017 from clutches, but gear, so far there was no question in gear from the topic of gear from 2015 to 18. Okay. Now from refrigeration and air conditioning. Refrigeration air conditioning is having only 1.75% weightage so far. So far only 1.75% weightage is given to the subject of refrigeration and air conditioning. So you can see the majorly there will be question from basics of refrigerator and pump. There can be question from COP of refrigerator and pump, or there can be some question from finding the refrigeration effect. So basically that will be basic question from basics of refrigerator and pump. There can be 1 question from there was 1 question from VCRS and psychometry. Okay. So far reverse Brayton cycle, that is gas refrigeration system, there is no question from gas refrigeration system. So maybe they can change their trend. They can give you question from gas refrigeration system. But apart seeing the weightage of this previous year, the major topics that you have to focus is basics of refrigerator and pump. Okay. Now from the subject of power plant is also having a weightage of 4% in the ISRO exam. So from the subject of power plant, we can see gas turbine. There are questions from gas turbine and Rankine cycle, and also compressible flow. Okay, so question can be from compressible flow or air compressor, or through gas compressor. There can be question from air and gas compressor. There can be question from gas turbine, or can say Brayton cycle and Rankine cycle. This is very, very important. What is the number of question to mathematics? Manish Chaurasia, the number of questions from mathematics can be around 7 to 8. There are 7 to 8 questions from the subject of mathematics. Okay, I'm coming on that. Okay, so from power plant, the topics which are important are gas turbine, Rankine cycle, and compressible flow, or flow through air compressor. Okay. Now from industrial engineering is also having a very less weightage in the ISRO exam. Like IC engine, it is not having a good weightage. So from industrial engineering, you can see the major topics that were asked were production planning and control. They were questions from production planning control, and each one question for transportation assignment. Okay, and there were questions from quality control. Once there were questions from quality control, transportation assignment, there was also a question from forecasting. Okay, and PERT and CEPM. So these are the topics which have been asked so far, and you can see from the previous analysis from 15 to 18, industrial, which was having a weightage of only 1% in the ISRO exam, only few questions are asked in the ISRO exam from the subject of industrial, and that too from the topics of, you can see there is no question from break-even analysis, one question from inventory, there is no question from sequencing, PERT and CPM, forecasting, and quality control, transportation, and production planning are having one question in the previous year. Okay. Now coming to the IC engine, like industrial, is having only 1% weightage. Okay. So from thermodynamics and application, only two subjects are important, that is thermodynamics and refrigeration and air conditioning, or now power plant. These are important subjects. All right. Now IC engine, you can see from the IC engine only one question each was asked from air standard cycle. Air standard cycle is important. Very important topic if you are preparing for any exam. Auto cycle, diesel cycle, dual cycle, their comparison. So there can be question from this topic from air standard cycle. Okay, that these questions were asked in 2018 and 15. One question was asked from performance of the engine. There can be question from performance of the engine. Basically, there can be question from performance parameters, that is indicator thermal efficiency, brake power, mechanical efficiency, friction power. So there can be question from these topics. Okay, from combustion, there was one question 2017, one of the paper, there was one question from combustion also. Okay, there can be question from combustion, knocking, from, and this one question can be asked. So don't try to exclude. The IC engine is a very small topic, and even if 1% is given to the weightage of IC engine, try not to exclude such topics. Okay. Now mathematics is the only subject which is taken. You can see the comparison between GATE exam and ISRO exam I have done in the previous session. Mathematics is the only subject that is, apart from all the technical subjects, mathematics is a subject that can give you an extra edge. Why? Because it is a numerical approach. So if you are good in some topics of mathematics, definitely you can have an extra edge, because you can see 10 questions were asked in 2018. So you can say 10 into 3, directly 30 marks was given to mathematics in the year 2018. Okay. So you cannot predict. They can give you maximum of 30 marks or minimum of 21 marks from the, or we can say 7 to 8 questions. 7 to 8 questions can be from the subject of mathematics. 7 to 8 questions can be from the subject of mathematics. So try to practice mathematics also, apart from preparing the technical subjects. Try to give at least 1 hour or 2 hours to the subject of mathematics, because mathematics alone is having a very good weightage in the ISRO exam. Okay, so we can say minimum of 21 and maximum of 30 marks is given to the subject of mathematics. So this is the overall analysis that we have seen for this previous year. So from 15 to 18, what I have understood is, coming back to the first slide, what I have understood is production and material science. Production and material science holds a very, very important weightage for the ISRO exam. So if you have prepared well for these two subjects, right, production and material science, then you will be performing very well in the ISRO exam. Okay, and apart from that, strength of material. See, for some of the students, strength of material is not that much scoring. So what I can tell you is, if you have to prepare for this strength of ISRO exam, what you can do is, taking from the important weightage, every day you have to at least give mathematics. You have to study mathematics every day from the topics of mathematics. Yes, Nagar, it's not important to ask every time a single question. So topics of mathematics are basically matrix and determinant. They can be questioned from that. They can be questioned from differential and calculus. Okay, so or integration. They can normal question and very easy question from mathematics. Okay, so the important topics are differential, differential equations, and matrix and determinant. So these are some important topics from the mathematics. Okay, and this is the only weightage. Today I'm just sharing you the weightage. In the coming session, I will be also discussing you the questions asked in the previous year. Okay, they will be discussing the question also. So don't worry, have some patience. Gradeup is coming up with Mission ISRO 2019 plan that will be exclusively for the ISRO 2019 paper. So don't worry, we'll be solving the question also. All right. Yeah, there are some questions from probability also. 1 or 2 questions from probability also. All right. Now, I hope you understood this weightage. Now, this weightage of the previous year is just to give you a start to your preparation. Now, how to prepare for the ISRO exam? See, seeing the weightage, what conclusion I have drawn is, and what I would suggest you, not to exclude the subject of math. See, every day at least 1 to 2 hours should be given to the subject of mathematics. So, mathematics should be given at least 1 to 2 hours each day. Followed by that, you have to study production and material science. Production and material science is a theoretical subject. And if you are not good at theory, no problem. At least give 1 to 2 hours to production. 1 or 2 hours to production. Why? Because these two subjects alone have a weightage of around 60 or we can say 80 marks together. So we have seen 16%. 16% weightage was for production, and for material science it was having around 9% weightage. So you can say around 25% weightage is for production and material science. So from production material science they can be questioned with around 80 marks, and from mathematics around 30 marks. So you can say 110 marks are exclusively only for these two subjects. So don't try to ignore production, material science and mathematics. Production, material science and mathematics. Now coming to the other subjects. What conclusion I have drawn is, see, production, material science, mathematics have to study it regularly. Now thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is a subject that I must say most of you find very easy to study thermodynamics, right? Thermodynamics, refrigeration, air conditioning, IC engine and power plant. I hope you all must be good in this subject, right? So if these 4 subjects are having a cumulative weightage of around we can say 17%. So why to ignore this subject? Don't ignore the subject of thermodynamics, IC engine, refrigeration, air conditioning, power plant. So if in the ISRO exam, if you are good in this subject, you can gain maximum in these subjects. Okay, because you know that there are some subjects in which you cannot score, you cannot solve the question from those subjects. There are some subjects like strength of material. Maximum weightage, second number of weightage given to strength of material, right? So strength of material is having around 13% weightage. But there are some topics from strength of material in which you will not be able to solve the questions, right? So what you can do, don't try to ignore strength of material, but you can make other subjects strong, so that if you are not able to answer the question from strength of material, you can get maximum from other subjects, right? So try to study mathematics, production, material science, strength of material, and thermodynamics, refrigeration, air conditioning, IC engine, power plant, and heat transfer. These subjects together have 25% weightage, and these are the very easy subject. If you will give some time to these subjects, definitely you will be very good in these subjects. Okay, so try to study those subjects, those 5 subjects apart from that, and these subjects, that is production, material science, strength of material, strength of materials, and fluid mechanics. Try to study these subjects. Okay, so from fluid mechanics you have seen that. What is the advantage of this weightage? Why you are attending this session? Is this session useful to you? Yes, this session is useful to you. Why? How? You have come to know what are the important topics that you have to focus from each and every subject. From the last 5-year analysis, what you have understood, what are the important topics that you have to focus. Okay, now You've also understood what is the weightage given to each and every subject. These are the highest weighted subject: production, material science, mathematics, strength of material, fluid mechanics, and even thermodynamics, right? So try to study those topics that I have told you, the important topics from each and every subject. Try to study these mathematics, production, material science every day. Try to give extra time to strength of material, because strength of material, I know it is a tough subject for some of the students. So try to give at least 1 or 2 hours daily to strength of material subject. Sorry. So you have to study strength of material also. You have to study production simultaneously. You have to study mathematics. So these 3 subjects should be studied on regular basis. Rest other subjects you can make a study plan of giving equal time to fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, refrigeration, air conditioning, IC engine, power plant, heat transfer, industrial tome. You can distribute your timings, right? But these subjects are very, very important if we have to score in the ISRO exam. Now, what is the safe score? If out of 240 marks, if you are having you are getting at least 150 marks, you can say it will be safe score for you, because this time the number of vacancies are very large in number. 135 vacancies are there. So if you are having a safe score of 150 marks out of 240, you will be in the safe zone. Because you know that in the ISRO exam, the last year the cutoff was, you can say 136. So in the ISRO exam, you can say the written is just a screening purpose. Written is based on a screening purpose. The main thing is interview. Okay, so you just need to focus on at least 140 to 150 marks and your cutoff will be clear. The second thing is that you have to prepare for the interview. That is more important. Okay, so if you are good in these subjects, you will definitely crack the ISRO exam. So these 135 vacancies are very, very good opportunity for you, and I hope this session will be useful for you, and it will be helping you for your preparation for ISRO exam. And Gradeup will also come up with a YouTube session and another plan for the ISRO exam, and so that we will help you for your preparation for ISRO exam. Okay, so I hope this session is useful, and we have reached to the end of the session. One more thing, that as you all know that Gradeup green card we have already given in this session, that if you are searching for test series, you don't have to search for test series now. You just have to purchase Gradeup green card. Gradeup green card is an opportunity to access all the test series in a given month or in the given year with just this cost of $499. So with this yearly card, you can access the yearly card and you can practice any test series for ISRO exam, GATE exam, or any other exam in the coming year. Okay, so you just need to purchase this, you need to buy this yearly card or monthly card, which is having cost of $249. With the help of this green card, you will be able to practice as many as tests or as many as mock tests for any number of exams in the coming year or in the coming month. Okay. Apart from that, if you are preparing for the GATE exam, simultaneously you can also prepare for ISRO exam. So Gradeup is right now having one paid course for Rank Up GATE ME for the GATE exam, GATE 2020 examination. In the paid course of Rank Up GATE ME, we are providing you 300 plus hours of classes, live classes with interactive quizzes, 2000 plus numerical questions, 24 subject tests, 4 part tests and 7 mock tests, and topic wise quizzes and PDFs. Okay. Now, if you want to purchase this paid course for GATE exam, right? As you know that GATE exam and ISRO exam, you can try to, some of you must be preparing for both these exams simultaneously. So if you want to purchase this paid course of Rank Up GATE ME, and if you have qualified the GATE exam in the year 17, 18, 19, Gradeup is giving you a very golden opportunity that it is providing you this course at 50% off on the MRP if you have qualified the GATE exam in 17, 18 and 19. Okay, so you can buy this course at 50% off. And if you have done your graduation from IT and IT, you can also buy this course at 50% off on the MRP. So this offer is for both kind of students. If you have qualified the GATE exam in 17, 18, 19, and if you are BTech from IT and NIT. So if you have any doubt, if you have any query, if you have any feedback, don't miss it out. Don't feel hesitate that if you have any query of anything, If you have any query regarding this session, if you have any query regarding any course, any test series, you can ask your query. Feel free to ask in the doubt section. We'll definitely reply to your doubt. And if you have any feedback for Gradeup, please share the feedback with us. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because if you not subscribe to the channel, how you will be able to access this wonderful session for different examination. Gradeup will be coming up with another session for ISRO exam. They will be coming with some courses, online courses, YouTube courses for ISRO exam. So for that, you need to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Okay. So this is all in the session of a previous year analysis of ISRO exam. I hope this session is useful to you. And what I recommend to all the students is, apart from preparing for the exam, you have to practice the previous year papers. So with this session, you have got to know what is the weightage of different subjects from the last year. Now you have to practice the previous year questions also, because practicing previous year question is a very important tool if we have to, if you are preparing for any exam, GATE exam, ISRO exam, SSC exam, ES exam. For any exam, previous year papers are very important. So this was just an analysis of the previous year. Don't forget to practice the previous year. Okay, and we'll definitely meet with in some Mission ISRO plan. We'll come with YouTube series plan for ISRO, and with that will definitely help you for preparation of your ISRO exam. And I hope this session was useful to you. If the session is useful to you, don't forget to like the session, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'll meet you in some other session. Till then, thank you and have a good day. How much pay for 100-day course? Pankaj Kumar. Well, Pankaj, the cost of the course is around 14,000. And if you have purchased the course, if you have qualified the GATE in 17, 18, 19, then you will get 50% off on the MRP. Okay. If you have any other doubt, you can post your doubt in the comment section. Our team will definitely reply to your doubt. All right. Can we clear GATE and ISRO if we start now? Manvinder Rai. Yes. If you are starting a preparation from now onwards also, and if you give ample time, at least 10-hour dedicated study plan, you will definitely crack this exam. But the thing is, you should not be at the zero level. You should be at least on 30% preparation of your preparation. Because if you are at zero level, we cannot guarantee you anything. If you should be at least on 30 to 40% level of your preparation. Then only you can say you can qualify the exam of ISRO and GATE exam. Okay. We cannot give you this false promise that if you are at zero level, you will be able to crack the exam. You should be at least 30 to 40% of your preparation. All right. So I hope this session was useful to you. I will meet you in some other session. And thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you.